This is a 140 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff Attorney Mr. Hughes, capital H-U-G-H-E-S. Defense Attorney Mr. West, capital W-E-S-T. And we'll start with defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. Good morning, Mr. White. Good morning, sir. When you were there, you said that you saw my client present also. Is that correct? Yes, sir. And how long do you believe you were there from the time you arrived till you left? It was definitely longer than normal. I'd say at least an hour or so, like about an hour or so. And were you aware of where my client was during that whole hour? I remember like looking back, and he was there was a vehicle like pretty much in front of the chicken coop, and he was kind of standing there. And then I remember my captain kind of helping him and trying to get information because I was inside. When you went in there, did you see the body as it was depicted in that picture? Yes, sir. In other words, I noticed in the picture, for example, her arm was extended. When you first saw it, was it extended like that? I don't remember exactly. I just remember walking in, seeing her laying face up, and then we may have moved her probably a little bit to put patches on her. But we did not actually like move the body, if that makes sense. Did you move the exercise bicycle? I didn't touch it. So it was pretty much in the same position as when you first got there? Yes, sir. All right. You said that you went to the front door of the residence. What was the purpose of that move? It was kind of curiosity because like things started changing on scene as far as like investigating, and we started noticing that the sheriff was telling us not to walk a certain path because there was footprints. And so I just remember walking up with the sheriff, and he, pointed out like the door was broken into. And so that is pretty much where I didn't go in. I just looked and I was like, okay. And then kind of, so there was a sheriff's deputy that walked with you over to the residence. Yeah, he was behind, or we were behind him. Okay, yeah. And is he the one that pointed out to you that the door had been broken into? Yes, sir. So you got the impression that he already knew that? Did you get the impression he already knew that when he showed that to you? No, I don't think so. I'm going to say no. I don't believe so, to be honest with you. So the two of you walked up there together, and he was kind of pointing things out and speaking as he was walking. Yeah, it was kind of more, look at that looks broken into. And we were like, okay. And I remember him going to look, and I was thinking, this is kind of not my scope of practice. Is that when he indicated to you there was some footprints there? I don't remember. Objection, hearsay. Well, the answer is in, but I would sustain the objection in any event. As you walked up to the door and you saw it was open, did you and he walk back by a different route than you walked there? He went inside to check, and I remember walking down. There's stairs too. It would be like the north of that door, and that was kind of like a safe zone where we knew that they weren't looking for footprints and stuff. So we kind of just stood there until, we figured out what they wanted us to do. Okay, so You did not go in the residence. I did not, but you did see the deputy step in, yes, and at that point you were on the porch, yes, sir. There's kind of about 4 or 5 steps up to the front door, is that right? Yes, sir. Okay, and as you came down the steps, then you moved yourself into a safe area that you didn't think would be a problem for footprints? Yes, sir. Okay, and did you stay there until the deputy came out? I believe so. Okay, and then together you walked back towards the shed. Actually, there was 4 of us on scene, so there was my captain, another firefighter, paramedic, and then a firefighter, myself. They were also standing there as well, and I believe that is where we ended up taking the pictures of our feet or our shoes. By the door, I believe it was by the door, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we all walked back together, so I think that's, if I remember right, that's why I walked over there, because that is where the other guys were. And you took a path that would keep you away from potential evidence? Yes, sir. Being footprints? Yes, sir. All right, the word list. It's very short. Mr. White, capital W-H-I-T-E. And that is it for the word list, and that will conclude our 140 Q&A practice test.